Israel, this is Sister Kana, and first and foremost, I have to give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, Wa Kwadash Wa. Okay, guys, I just want to say shalom. I wanted to tap in and see how you all are doing. I had to take care of a few things. I traveled a little bit, but I'm back in the office, and I'm just, excited. A lot of things are going on, and first I have to apologize to some brothers and sisters that I'm in contact with, and I'm trying to get back to them with some information on travel and this and that. And I told you I hooked up with a partner. I joined another partnership which is going to help me with some travel arrangements and things like that. But guys, I have to be honest. Sometimes when you're dealing with people, especially from other countries and stuff, coming from New York, when we're used to things, I'm from New York, and things are used to moving very fast in America, and mainly in New York City. I mean, we get it done. I have to say, because even when I moved to California, it was such a laid back. Everybody just did things on their time. Sunny California, people just they very lax. So here, even when you come overseas into other countries, you kind of got to do things on everybody else's time. And so I always have to deal with, things not getting done right away. I got to keep calling and checking, you know, on the situation, how the progress is going. So I just have to apologize, guys, for the low response on how things are getting done. But bear with me, things are getting done. It's just, I have to kind of wait, to hear back. So I'll be right in touch with you as soon as I get a good answer. And, praise the higher. Okay, also, I wanted to address, like, I had several conversations over this week, okay, with different people. It's not just one person, not just two people. It's like several, like 3 or 4 or 5 people in regards of, coming out of Jordan and what to expect and those things, because I give an email giving information, on how to move, and just some of the things to look for, just a general, migration email. So if you're interested in getting information on moving and migrating to Jordan information, you can send me an email at itoja travel@yahoo.com. That's I told you, itoja travel@yahoo.com. So you can send me an email and I'll correspond with you and give you information. Okay, but in that, I've received information on several people, just talking, getting to know brothers and sisters, and I'm so thankful. Praise the highest. But I also learned information on regards of these other sisters that's actually on the internet, on YouTube, and they're teaching and trying to, and now they're talking about coming out of Babylon. Now, I know that you just have to be very careful and not to be like, like want to toot my own horn and say like I'm the only person or anything like that. But given the background of how all this has come, about, and learning about Kadesh and knowing that Jordan is a safe place, and the whole the flea doctrine, which started with Elder Ricard, now everybody and their mother knows to flee, and they just jumping on the bandwagon and giving people inadequate information. They're talking inadequate information about fleeing, where to go. So, brothers and sisters, I just want you to be very, very careful. We are in a very delicate, sensitive time. Y'all know that the disinformation is at an all-time high. Y'all know because of infiltration, they really are trying to scatter the flock all which way. So there's, from my understanding, there's like several, at least 3 or 4 other female sisters, Israelites, who are now telling people come out of Babylon, come out of Babylon. But the thing is that they're either calling on the wrong names. It's even people who are in the Mona of all places. Now they call on Yah, and that they felt that Israel was the end all to be all. But now that a lot of them have gotten deported, and there's a lot of people who are getting deported out of Israel and Egypt, brothers and sisters, because as we starting to come out, they're quick to start to try to change laws and things like that. So praise AHAYAH that the Most High has got his hand on Jordan. And, the Most High is like making a way for us because this is the place where he told us to be. So, even though the things do change, and I'm going to talk about that 5-year visa in a minute, overall, this is where we're going to be. So what I'm hearing and what I'm finding out is there are other sisters now who are telling people to come out of Babylon. But sisters and brothers, they're calling on the wrong names. And there's some even suggested people go to Africa. You have to be very, very careful with who you're dealing with and who you decide to give your ear to. The Most High said, be very careful. Guard your ears and guard your eyes, okay? Because it's great that people are starting to wake up and know, for one, that Jordan is the safe place. But if you're coming out of Babylon and you're calling on the wrong gods, that is a huge flag, a no-no. You cannot come out of Babylon calling on these other gods, thinking that you're going to be saved and looking for salvation. Because the Most High is not playing, brothers and sisters. His name is AHAYAH, AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, in the name of Christ, and the Holy Spirit, Wa. You have to know the name. You have to call on the correct names. Okay? You cannot call on the Gentiles' God, the people in who are residing in Israel today. They're the ones who gave that name of YAH, okay, Elohim, and all these other names, Yehoshua, Yahawashah, all that is not of the Most High, brothers and sisters, and you're setting yourself up for destruction. So I'm pleading with Israel, and I'm glad to see that there are sisters who are coming out, but they are unlearned. And if you decide to come up under them, now, some of them have some in-depth teaching because why? Some of them were in Demona for years. Ben Amin been out since 1972 or 75 or whatever. So these people are well versed in a lot of scriptures pertaining to we're Israelites and, but for one thing, they don't believe on Christ, the majority of them. They only believe half the book. And if they do believe on Christ, they don't believe in the baptism. They don't believe about going to the water and getting baptized. They believe being baptized by fire, and which is the word and things like that. So you must start to question these people so that you be sure your election is sure. You can't just be thinking you can come any way because Christ is the only way. And what the example that Christ gave, which is water baptism, guys. You got to go to that water. Jordan, once you come into Jordan, there's the Jordan River right there. You can get baptized. Getting baptized is one of the main criteria to make it to the kingdom through our King Yashaya. So a lot of people, just because they can teach some scriptures and they know the book, that don't mean they believe on Christ. Most of them are anti-Christ. And once you get into doctrine and you know what to look for and you know what questions to ask, then it's clear. But if you're not doing that, brothers and sisters, if you're not vetting these people, and just because somebody's saying, come out of her, my people, which I've been saying for years, and a lot of them will even throw on some white, because I'm known for always putting on the white, and I still put on the white. It just so happened I'm doing business and I'm out and about, so I'm in an office setting, so I change up. But when it comes to this word, brothers and sisters, the Most High said the saints will be clothed in white linen, okay, and I'm all for that. And that's what I'm here for. But today, excuse my apparel, but I vary sometimes now because I'm doing daily and there's things that I have to do. I'm conducting business as well. So, but people are now like throwing on white and they're talking about AHAYAH sometimes. They're giving people different names of the Most High and Yashaya Christ. They're coming with all kind of fake doctrine and they're leading brothers and sisters astray. Do not be confused. Do not get caught up in the confusion about where to go. Jordan is the safe place within its borders, and it's only a process of elimination because they deporting people out of Israel, so you can't go to Israel. And even they changed in Egypt. A lot of people are now coming to Jordan, and from Egypt. because, they know that we're leaving. They try to make it hard on us. But please, brothers and sisters, don't be dismayed. And I even hate to give that kind of information because people be like, oh, they're willing to give up all of a sudden altogether. Just because they hear that there's, some doors are closing and another is opening. But you got to be ready to, receive the information. There's going to be changes eventually here in Jordan, which will cause us to move closer to where we're supposed to be in the wilderness. So don't get dismayed when you start hearing different things are happening. When the Lord's changing in Egypt has caused brothers and sisters to come into Jordan. And that's the will of the Most High. People like there's a sister supposedly in Israel, and a few sisters in Israel who got deported, which caused them to come this way. So this is how the Most High is doing things. He's making it so that you have no other choice but to come within the borders, into the safe place. Okay. Now, there's a prophecy that walking across the Red Sea dry shod. So of course there will be brothers and sisters coming from Israel, coming from Israel and Egypt and Africa, coming in within Jordan, because the holy mountain is here. And that's how there will be a highway. Okay, AHAYAH is going to create this highway for us to get within, in Jordan, so that we can sojourn at the holy mountain. And it's going to be a process. So I don't want you to start getting nervous. This is how the Most High will deliver us. He's delivering us as we speak, brothers and sisters. Coming out, they thinking one thing, they'll go to one place and a situation will happen, and he's causing them to move and come into another location. Praise AHAYAH, Jordan is the place. But I tell you, brothers and sisters, be very careful about these folks, these Israelites. You got to be careful, because a lot of them, even their hearts are pure in it, but they don't have the correct information. Now, I'm just going to remind people, because from day one, I've been doing this, speaking now from Jordan, for like 14 years since I've come out. And the Most High gave me his calendar according to ENOCH. And I just have to remind brothers and sisters that it was Elder Rakar who brought the secrets of the times. The majorities of Israelite in all the Israelite camps, and I know because I was reaching out to these different camps, and I was talking to these brothers about fleeing Babylon, about the calendar, and none of them, brothers and sisters, ascribed to Enoch. They was telling you to stay out of those books. They didn't believe on Enoch. You couldn't go into the Josephus. You couldn't go into the Jubilees. All the other camps spoke against going into the book of Enoch. And that's the only way we was able to get the calendar correctly. So now you have it. Everybody knows to flee. When it was Elder Rakar who brought out they was calling it the flea doctrine. Oh, the flea doctrine. They was clowning Elder Rakar because he came out with the flea doctrine. Remember? Years ago? Now, I was there. I was witness of it, because I was reaching out to these same brothers in these same camps, talking about coming out of Babylon. Once I started getting hacked and disrespected by GOCC, I started reaching out. So I know for a fact nobody was talking about coming out of Babylon, and nobody had the correct calendar according to Enoch. It was Elder Rakar who brought that information out. And you know how I know? Because I'm the one who came to Elder Rakar about it 14 years ago, and I have videos to prove it. If you go into my archives, even on A Gathering in Jordan and my Poly Hustle, I still have those same videos of me reaching out, going into the book of Enoch. But unfortunately, the Most High didn't give me the understanding. I was in the books. I was trying to find the first day of the year. I was going into Jubilees. I made videos about it. 10 days too soon. If you go by the moon, all that information, I was speaking about it. So really, nobody can't come and tell me, oh, this and that. So I'm saying all this to say that a lot of brothers and sisters now are talking about, oh, we keep the holy days according to Enoch, but yet they manage to still be on the calendar of the Gentiles, of those people in Israel, them that say they are Jews but they are not. They still keeping the wrong holy days, and they claiming they are on the book of Enoch cycle. It's a lie, brothers and sisters. Don't let people lie to you. Don't let people play games with you and try to deceive you to worship in the wrong power. AHAYAH is a jealous power. And it's not okay to call him Yah for short, or Yehoshua, Yahweh, Yeshua. It's not okay. He's a jealous power. Know this and get right with him and get under the correct law, statutes, and commandments, because this is what he's going to hold you to. It's a sign between us and him. The fixed days of AHAYAH are a sign to Israel. It shows him who is actually seeking him and who is actually serving him. So people who are coming out and talking about, oh, they got all this scripture and they got some good teaching, 4 and 5 hours, brothers and sisters, calling on the wrong power, talking about fleeing now. Now all of a sudden everybody know to flee. But they on the wrong God, and they on the wrong holy days and feast days, and they even got the nerve to be talking about the Enoch calendar, y'all. So I'm telling y'all, be very, 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 very careful. We got to be praying for Israel, because they are off. Our brothers are still off, and they are convicted in their spirit, zealous about, what they're teaching and what they're saying, but they have no clue. And this is going to be the 2/3 that get destroyed here in this wilderness, because everybody knows to flee now. We got so many Israelites who are here. They know to flee, but they're on the wrong holy days, and they will easily put you under the same holy days and the same, calling on the different gods, and got the nerve to have a problem with Elder Rakab, the brother who brought all this stuff out. And this is just going to show y'all, I have nothing against Elder Rakab. And I always have to say this over and over to people, explaining myself, that I have nothing against my brother, Elder Rakab. I know that this brother speaks the truth, and he's bringing across the true doctrine of doctrine of Yashaya, Christ, and AHAYAH. It's the only issue is he has been infiltrated. There is infiltration now. They have thought to come up against us and take down our brothers. But, like I always say, AHAYAH is amazing. And he sent out a woman. He sent out a woman, brothers, to warn you, to give you information about Kadesh, about Masada. These things, this is the secrets of AHAYAH. And so now all of a sudden that they bring out these other women, because they know now there's a woman involved. So now they're sending out other women and talking the same talk, flee Babylon, flee the flee doctrine. All of a sudden everybody knows to flee. Praise AHAYAH. Listen, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. And even for those people who got it wrong, they still have an obligation and an opportunity to come back to AHAYAH. They can still come back, so we can pray for them. But I just want to put y'all on guard about these people. They're talking, they'll lure you in, because they got Sister Connie here talking about flee, flee. Jordan is the safe place. So now there's other sisters that's coming out talking about flee, 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 and AHAYAH this and AHAYAH that. Sometimes. Then they'll say Yah, they'll say Jesus Christ. They just, it's a bunch of confusion, brothers and sisters. Don't fall for the confusion. Don't be set up. Yes, Jordan is the safe place. We will be here. And the holy mountain is here. I've been there, brothers and sisters. I know where we be. And this is what the Most High sent me to do. He sent me to speak to Israel, to warn Israel, to tell y'all what's going on, and be prepared to make a move. Be prepared to get up out of Babylon. And the Most High is going to make sure we are protected here in this wilderness when it's time. But I recommend that you all come out and come to a man first, get your apartment, start to get the things that you need for the wilderness, because it's not already down there. Some people just want to run and jump everything and go to the wilderness. And no, you need to get what you need. When our brothers and sisters were coming out of Egypt, they had what they need. They had the means to make a tent, because they had sheep and goats, and they had the wool and the flaxseed and all the things that they need to make cotton and da-da-da. Modern day, you need to go and get you a tent. Modern day, you need to go and get you a heater, or get you a solar panel, or, store up some food that you can have to sustain you. Bring out some seeds, non-GMO seeds, so that you can plant and, to provide for yourself. So these are the things that you need to be, preparing for. And please, please, please don't be deceived by people who are claiming to know this word. Listen, this has been a long, hard journey going up against GOCC for them holy days, okay? So now brothers and sisters want to act like, oh, they with the Enoch calendar, yet they still keeping the wrong holy days, okay? So don't get caught up in that. They have some good teachings. They make you study the Bible, especially those people coming out of the Mona. They know these scriptures because they were down with but they don't believe on Yashaya, Christ. They are anti-Christ. They don't believe in water baptism. Some of them don't believe but only half of the book. But you won't find this stuff out unless you go into their doctrine. You start asking questions because they'll try to hide it. They know how to hide certain things. Okay? I am not against Elder Ricard. I believe that GOCC, Babylon, Elder Ricard, has the true doctrine of Christ, Yashaya Christ. Unfortunately, they have hemmed this brother up. They have taken him down, just like they took down Martin Luther King. They took down, all the other prophets, Malcolm X. They got rid of these brothers. So the same, I'm sorry to say, this is going on with Elder Ricard, and they're stopping him from coming out of Babylon. You can call it what you want, but he's still sitting in Babylon. As I told you guys, through COVID, he's trying to act like it's an accomplishment. Oh, see, I told you guys, and look, now it went away. But he's still not talking about making a move. He'll mention, oh, do you have your passports? He'll mention it, but he's not making a move. Why? Because they got our brothers and sisters gearing up and setting up to be in Mexico, which is still a part of the United States. Okay, so you will just get destroyed in Mexico, just like you will get destroyed in New York. It's no different, brothers and sisters. You must come out of Babylon. Mexico is part of Babylon. You must get off that continent. Get off. You must get within the borders. That's where AHAYAH said he will protect you. That's it. So there's no skating around it. There's really even no reason to be still sitting there after they lift all the sanctions off of the pandemic. You can fly, you can move. Brothers and sisters, run for your lives. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. Don't be deceived. Christ warned you. Let no man deceive you, brothers and sisters. So I just needed to really say this. Be careful. There's a lot of stuff going on, brothers and sisters. A lot of disinformation. A lot of Israelites talking the wrong stuff. And now even sisters are coming up. And they try to say key words like flee Babylon. Because they know a lot of people are waking up to leave. Now they want to gear you in the wrong direction. Some of them will try to get you to go into Africa. Some of them are talking about coming to Jordan. But they're calling on the wrong name. So either way, that'll get you destroyed. You must find and get under the true doctrine of Yashaya, Christ, our Savior. If you're calling on the wrong days, keeping the wrong holy days, it's a no-no. He's a stickler for his laws, his Sabbaths. Fourth commandment, keep my holy days. Keep my Sabbaths. His Sabbaths are not just a Saturday, it's all his feast. You cannot be one day off. That's why he made the first day on most of his feast days. The first day is a holy Sabbath, and the last day is a holy Sabbath, which is a convocation. You got to keep those as Sabbaths. That's why he did it like that. So he'll know who's on and who's off. Don't think the Most High is playing with Israel about his holy days. Not one day off. Make sure, brothers and sisters, create your own calendar. Get on the holy days. Elder Ricard is the only one who came out with the correct calendar. And even he was going off one day. And I had to keep on him and keep on him. And he, because I'm paying attention. And this is what the Most High sent me to do. He gave me the calendar before I left Babylon. He gave me the understanding about the calendar. And that's what made me make my own calendar. And then I kept making videos about it. And finally, Elder Ricard came out with the secrets of the time. After I had come to him year after year, after holy day after holy day, I kept coming to Elder Ricard about the Most High's feast days. This is what the Most High had me do. So now, brothers and sisters try to come out the woodwork 10 years later after the fact. This has been going on for 10 years, brothers and sisters. 14 years ago is when I first made the first calendar. Even Elder Ricard did not have a calendar at that time. I had to come to him about that calendar. So don't let anyone deceive you, brothers and sisters. It's been a onslaught war about the Most High's calendar. I had to fight that war for years. And now people want to come and jump on the bandwagon years later and talk about, oh, the Enoch calendar. And they still keeping it according to the moon. 10 days short. Just like the people in Israel. They're still doing it, brothers and sisters. Don't be deceived. They'll say Enoch, 364 days, and then they're off 10 days. Because they never took the time to find the first day of the year. They don't know it. They don't know how to get it. And if it wasn't for Elder Ricard bringing it out, none of them would have it. But they talk against Elder Ricard. You know, they don't even listen to Elder Ricard. You got the nerve. The nerve of you. Okay? The nerve of you. It was that brother, Elder Ricard, who brought all this information out. And the only reason why he's not telling you Jordan is the safe place is because of infiltration. Infiltration. That's why he cannot tell you that Jordan is the safe place and where the holy mountain is. And he tried to, after he brought out the calendar, they had him doing it one day off. Like we was, I wasn't supposed to figure that out. Like I wasn't supposed to know. But sorry. Not sorry. We know. And so if I'll put the link to my calendar in the description box. You can always double check it against your calendar, against what Elder Ricard is saying. You can always send me an email and let me know what's going on. If it's off, if he's doing stuff behind the scenes, whatever, let me know. I will come out and, speak on it if it's incorrect. Because this is what the Most High sent me to do. I'm not trying to lead nobody. You ain't got to follow me. But if you know that there's infiltration, somebody has to be the voice and speak up for Israel. We cannot have the wrong holy days, brothers and sisters. We cannot worship another power. He's a jealous power. And he will and can get rid of Israel altogether. And that's what the Gentiles are banking on. That's why they want you to be off on them holy days. That's why they're sending these people out to give us the wrong information. So I just wanted to, let y'all know that, to be on standby, because a few people have come to me and told me about this information. As all these sisters now, all of a sudden, are popping out. Now, some of them are calling on AHAYAH, but they're saying it sometimes. Then they're calling on Yah. Then they're calling on J-Way. They're just coming up with all kind of confusion, trying to lead people to Africa. And what they'll try to do is dress up in all white, because they know that's my MO. Normally, I would be in all white. But, now I have a lot of other things to do as far as running a, business preparation. So sometimes I'm not in white, And that's probably the Most High just moving things around, because these people, they are always trying to be slick. They always try to see what we're doing and then try to bring an imposter in to bring in some disinformation. Be very careful. Now, I don't want to be talking against, people, but listen, this is not the time to be mamsy-pamsy. There is a war for the souls of our people going on. People are leading our people astray. Warn our people. I urge brothers and sisters to speak up, get involved. Y'all have to, because we don't have time to be really, fiddle-faddling around while people are playing games with our people, giving people wrong information and disinformation. You understand? There's a lot going on, brothers and sisters. We are a very delicate time. Our brothers know to come out of Babylon. Praise AHAYAH. Brothers and sisters know to leave, and they're leaving. People are coming. They're making it within the borders. But so you got people that's here that's distracting people, giving wrong information, give wrong feast days, trying to keep days at the wrong time, not even bothering to study, to find out, to show yourself approved when are the correct days, how to keep it. Because I cannot bring anybody to that holy mountain that's calling on the wrong power and keeping the wrong holy days. It's not going to happen, brothers and sisters. It's on you have an obligation to study to show yourself approved. And I can give you the information, no problem. Elder Ricard is putting out a whole host of information. You just got to weed through it to make sure what's right and what's not right. Unfortunately, these are the times that we're in. You got to research, do your homework, study to show yourself approved to AHAYAH, AHAYAH, Yashaya, Wa Kodash Wa. Okay? So I'm going to give all glory and praise to AHAYAH. Brothers and sisters, Israel is coming. They're awake. Everybody knows about the infiltration. Praise AHAYAH. Everybody knows that Jordan, a lot of people, they know that come to Jordan. Now people is working on coming out. And I pray y'all hurry up because that thing is falling. It's falling. Babylon the Great, it is falling. Just like AHAYAH said, his word is true. It will not come back void. Jacob's trouble is among us. Get out, get out, get out as soon as you can. Okay? We must prepare. We must prepare. So I think I'm going to put this message up on my A Gathering in Jordan and not on, I told you, entertainment and travel. I'm going to put this message up on A Gathering in Jordan. Again, you can send me an email, itojatravel@yahoo.com, and I will get back to you if you're looking for information on traveling, migration, anything. You can contact me, and I will send you the information via email. Now, I want to talk about the 5-year visa. Now, initially, when we did give information on the 5-year visa, you didn't have to still go in and out. You just got the stamp on your visa, and that showed that now you didn't have to, you can do, it was a multi-entry visa that you can go in and out and not pay. But now they are requiring you that you still have to go in and out. So they changed the laws, brothers and sisters. And that's why I'm trying to tell y'all to get in as soon as you can. Because, they keep changing the laws, and eventually this window will close. Praise AHAYAH is still open. You still can get the 5-year visa. They changed the link. The link that I used to give, they don't use that link anymore. So you have to send me an email, and I can give you the different link. Okay? So that you can go through the process. It's a different process, but it's because they're so that they can, do things a different way. So, but still, you still get the 5 years visa. It's a multi-entry visa where you can go in and out, but you still have to, I believe, go in and out. Okay, so make sure you have that visa, that stamp, because at least you can get in with no problems. You won't have no problem, no questions asked coming in and out. Okay, so anything else I need to say? If just email me. I told you, travel@yahoo.com, and I will get back to you. So I'll give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, AHAYAH, Yashaya, Wakwadash Wak, and Shalom. Travel safely, brothers and sisters. Make your way out and be careful of disinformation. It's on an all-time high now because they're trying to still lead our brothers and sisters astray. But I'm just so happy that the information. Oh gosh, sorry, it's getting louder and louder. That it's clear that Jordan is a place, and everybody is knowing. Our brothers and sisters are waking up. People are coming out, but now we have to worry about the information that is given to them. Be speaking. If you're calling on the correct name, if keeping the correct calendar, share it with other people so our people can get on one accord. We need to be on one accord. We cannot go to the holy mountain all over the place. AHAYAH is not having it. Trust me. I've seen many people get destroyed. You know, it's a lot of things that happen. People getting deported, all kind of stuff, and they're not equating it to the power that they're calling on. They think that has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with it. The Most High is not going to keep you safe here if you refuse to acknowledge Him. AHAYAH, AHAYAH, Bahashem Yashaya, Wak, Padashah, Wak, on His correct holy feast days. Okay, brothers and sisters? So I'll see you soon. Bless you. Travel safe. Get out of Babylon. Shalom.